There's a version of you that already knows exactly what to do next. Not a teacher, not a guru, not a distant voice from the sky, but you. Fully attuned, fully aware, already aligned with the reality you've been trying to create. It's already there. The only thing separating you from it is distortion. Distortion in your thoughts, in your nervous system, in your emotional rhythm. This distortion is why you second-guess your path, why your intuition seems hazy, why signs appear but you hesitate to trust them. It's not because you're broken, it's because you haven't yet learned to match the frequency of your higher self. And that's the purpose of this journey. Your higher self isn't something you chase. It doesn't hide on a mountain or appear after enough healing. It's a signal you tune into, like radio frequencies floating silently around you. Your higher self exists in the same way, always present, waiting, ready. You don't create it, you match it. When you do, clarity shows up effortlessly. You no longer need external signs because your body itself becomes the signal. Thoughts stabilize, energy becomes magnetic. Opportunities, people, ideas begin to organize around you as if you've remembered the pattern meant for you all along. This isn't spiritual poetry, it's energetic architecture. In quantum mechanics, all possibilities already exist in superposition, overlapping, vibrating. What collapses those probabilities into form isn't doing, it's observing. And what you observe depends on your frequency. Your higher self is not a concept. It's a frequency embedded in the quantum field. It's the version of you that has chosen trust instead of fear, alignment instead of control, resonance instead of reaction. That version already exists. The question is, are you matching it or reinforcing the frequency of your limitations? Ancient mystics called it the oversoul, the part of consciousness untouched by ego, trauma, or time. Modern quantum theorists like David Bohm describe a hidden reality beneath the surface where all possibilities exist. This implicate order isn't separate from you. You are it. Your thoughts, emotions, and identity continuously emerge from this field. Your higher self is not new. It's your original frequency before interference. So, how do you access it? Not by trying harder, but by reprogramming your access point. Your mind isn't just for thinking. It's a tuner, a signal amplifier. If you're tuned to doubt, stress, or urgency, you can't perceive your higher self, even though it's always there. The key is resonance, not force. Shift your brainwave state. Calm your nervous system. Open your heart. Transmit a new emotional signature. Peace, clarity, trust, joy. Most people try to think their way into the higher self, but it doesn't speak in logic. It speaks in coherence. Intuition arises in the shower, in nature, in stillness, not in overthinking. You drop into alignment and the stream has always been available. You just weren't tuned to it until now. Here's the invitation. Instead of asking how to become your higher self, ask, what would it feel like to match it now? How would my breath flow? What thought would I release? What sensations would I allow? These aren't just emotional questions, they're energetic calibrations. Each time you ask them, you send a new signal into the field, and the quantum field responds. To collapse into the version of yourself that already knows, trusts, and leads, you start with tuning. This is not a one-time event. It's daily alignment. The longer you hold the signal, the clearer the channel becomes. Your higher self isn't a personality. It's a vibrational layer of consciousness. Frequency coherence and heart-brain integration allow you to feel it, not just think about it. Interference patterns, those old habits, fears, and loops can pull you back into your old self. But if you're watching this, you're ready to remember. The most powerful version of you is already broadcasting. You just need to tune in. You must abandon the idea that the higher self is distant. It is not a goal, a role, or a wiser persona waiting for you to earn it. It is a field, a frequency layer of consciousness already inside and around you. The question is, are you tuned to it or to the noise of conditioning? At the quantum level, particles behave as waves of probability, interconnected, non-local. What happens here affects what happens elsewhere. You are entangled in this field. Consciousness isn't generated by the brain, it is received. The field contains all versions of you, all potential outcomes, all intuitive guidance. Your higher self is simply the part of you fully coherent with this field, stable, present, vibrating at a higher rate of order. What makes it higher isn't a celestial hierarchy. It's less distortion, less fear, less attachment. It sees reality as patterns, not problems. It holds perspective while the ego reacts. It accesses futures not yet imagined. Think of consciousness as layers. At the bottom, dense reactive states, survival mode, scarcity thinking. These are biologically real and become your identity if reinforced. Above them is the frequency of trust, clarity, compassion, vision, the bandwidth of your higher self. You don't have to become worthy, you just stop tuning into distortion. Imagine two radios. One plays static, the other a symphony. You can't hear both at once. If your attention stays on noise, you become noise. Shift even slightly toward coherence. Slow your breath, soften thoughts, settle your nervous system, and you begin receiving the signal. Guidance is in that signal. Heart-brain coherence is one of the most powerful access points. Studies show synchronizing the heart's emotional field with neurological rhythms increases intuition, perception, and insight. Meditation, breathwork, and presence shift brainwaves into alpha or theta, states tuned for subtle information. You stop reacting, you receive. Most people sabotage this by forcing connection. Tense meditation, desperate visualizations, fearful affirmations. The quantum field doesn't respond to words, it responds to coherence. Integration is key. Frequency hygiene, emotional discipline, vibrational awareness. Notice when you slip, return to alignment, and the field responds subtly. New ideas, release tension, chance encounters, deeper breath. These are your higher self speaking. How do you tune in daily? Regulate your broadcast, your breath, your emotions, your intention. These three, respiration, emotion, intention, form the vibrational code the field responds to. Breath, your interface with the field. Shallow breath, non-incoherence. Deep rhythmic breath, safety, presence, openness to guidance. Emotion, energy in motion. The field responds to emotional charge, not thoughts alone. Gratitude, peace, trust, awe, they transmit the higher self's frequency. Intention, direction of energy, not control but choosing a frequency to hold. Your conscious intention tells your system where to tune. The field begins rearranging events to reflect your signal. A practical morning practice, 5 minutes. Sit still, hand on heart. Breathe in for 4 counts. Hold, exhale, 6 counts, 3 rounds. Bring to mind the feeling of clarity and trust. Speak your intention in present tense. I am clarity. I am the signal. Sit in silence for 60 seconds, receiving alignment. Frequency over words. Your subconscious responds to rhythm and repetition. Replace old beliefs, I'm not ready, with aligned signals, I am prepared by presence. Saying them slowly, emotionally, repeatedly. Over time, your baseline shifts and reality reflects the new signal. Anchor the phrase, I am reprogramming. Feel it, breathe it. Let it broadcast through your field. The quantum field mirrors your dominant frequency, not your words, but your vibration. Integration is key. Type it in the comments. Anchor it in community. Each time you return, your identity catches up. The environment mirrors your baseline. Life feels lighter, clearer, more fluid. You operate from frequency, not inherited scripts. The aligned self moves with presence. Decisions are lighter, relationships cleaner, time more spacious. You act from resonance, not fear. Creativity flows steadily. Your body feels fluid, heart open. Misalignment still occurs, but recalibration is faster, strengthening your signal. Morning ritual anchors the signal. Awareness, breath, intention. 4-count inhale, hold. 6-count exhale, 3 rounds. Feel the frequency you wish to transmit. Clarity, peace, magnetic presence. Speak your anchor phrase. I am reprogramming. Broadcast your new baseline into the field. Perfection isn't required. The higher self isn't mystical, it's coherence. Keep returning to it moment by moment. Subtle shifts accumulate. Timelines diverge. Quantum alignment happens. Breath, emotion, intention, repetition, resonance, recalibration, these are your tools. The higher self is a vibration, accessible, stable, present. Feel it, return to it, broadcast it. The more you do, the more life responds. You've remembered who you are beyond the noise. Anchor the phrase, I am reprogramming. Open your eyes. You are now tuning into the reality your higher self calls forth.